Hello everybody, happy Sunday, blessings to all of you. Leticia here, coming to you from beautiful Puerto Morelos in the Riviera Maya. I'm literally at my beach club, which is one of the few places where I have Wi-Fi because my telephone connection is very spotty in this little beach town. Today is my 1-year anniversary in beautiful Mexico. Yes, September 5th of last year I got on a plane together with my handsome Anthony, and here we are a year later, and you know, I'm super grateful. It's been a very life-filled year for me. It's been rejuvenating. I'm super grateful. And I just wish all of you could, as much as possible, you know, enjoy your lives as much as I have been enjoying my life here in the beautiful Riviera Maya. Got the beach behind me. As you can see, that brown stuff next to the water, that's called sargasso. It's seaweed. Every year around this time of the year, well, definitely the past couple of months, we got hit with a bunch of seaweed on the shores of the Riviera Maya. It's just a small inconvenience. I really couldn't care less. I'm so grateful to be here. I know that in Canada and in a lot of places in the world right now, things have been getting more and more intense in terms of restrictions and mandates, impositions, or would-be impositions. Stay strong. The beings that are orchestrating this agenda are literally deluded. They are delusional, and they're not going to be allowed to continue what they've been doing on our beautiful planet. We're not going to allow it. People like us are simply going to say no. And I know, among other things, they are attempting to introduce vaccine mandates in order for people to keep their jobs. All of this is illegal. It's against our basic human rights. It's against the Nuremberg Code. And all you need to do is say no. And should any of you end up getting fired as a result, you have a case for wrongful dismissal, and you know, get together with your colleagues who are also against these mandates, and you know, to the extent that you choose to stay in Canada or wherever you are and wanting to, you know, you're obviously against these insanity, class action lawsuits. That's you know, there's power in numbers, and they cannot silence all of us, and there are more of us than they imagine. It makes me sad that here in Mexico I don't see too many people opposing what's happening. However, thankfully, literally 2 days ago, one of the property admins that I was working with here, I casually mentioned to her, you know, that I was against the vaccines. And she's like, "Oh my God, you know, I'm also against them. I don't want to get vaccinated." Like, and nor should you take the mark of the beast. No way in hell. And she said, yeah, and then she told me that she was part of a number of Telegram groups, and that here in Mexico there's also a resistance movement being formed among the Mexicans. Thank goodness that there are awake Mexicans. And in Mexico they have a legal process called amparo, whereby any citizen can invoke the amparo, which, again, my understanding is it's something to prevent an unjust law or mandate from being passed, and any citizen can invoke this. It's almost like a protection against illegal laws, and apparently they have had some success in some of the states. I'm gonna need to get better informed at stopping things like mandatory vaccines as a condition for school enrollment. Again, it makes me very happy that more and more people are waking up and are taking back their power. Really, the power has always been ours. It's just a matter of us stepping into our power and affirming our place on this earth and in this universe, and saying, you know what, we are sovereign beings. The beings that are trying to impose these literally transgressions against us, they are literally trespassing against us. GTFO, you have no right, and we will not allow it, and fuck off. Like, really. So I am not concerned, again, because of the visions that I had. I know that Earth as a whole is heading in the right direction. We are heading into an era of light, love, cooperation, great light, great cooperation, great happiness, and we have the power to create that on Earth, create this paradise on Earth. Upon a friend's advice, I finally read The Four Agreements. This is an amazing book, and I had heard about it for a long time. It is written by a Mexican gentleman who is trained in the Toltec philosophy. And again, I would have to review exactly who the Toltecs were, but my understanding is there were some of these tribes from this area that had their own philosophy of life. And one of the things they talk about is the power of our words. And one of the, if you read the book, the first agreement is being impeccable with your word. But really, what I got reminded of is the importance of our words in speaking into existence the reality that we want for ourselves. And for not knowing better, so many people, unfortunately, use their words and talk about things that we don't want, including, with this agenda that's being pushed on Earth. Yeah, we can choose to give focus. We can choose to talk about all the evil things that are happening. And listen, I'm aware of what's happening, and many of you are very well aware because it's being pushed on us constantly. No, what we need to do is remove focus from there and start putting more and more focus on what we actually want to create, and start getting together with our brothers and sisters and creating alternatives to what's being proposed. My love, please don't interrupt. I love you. Okay, my son just came from the pool. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. There was a video recently published on a channel called, oh my gosh, let me see if the channel is called Academy of Ideas. I think the most recent video got pulled. It had to do with mass hypnosis, but they have a video that they put out 4 years ago. How amazing. Where they talk about, what happens through mind control, how the powers not to be have gotten as far as they have gotten is through our collective ignorance and through literally brainwashing the masses through the media. We know that very well, those of us who have been awake for a while now. Well, it's time for us to take back the power and start and really, and what the video talks about, and I still recommend you watch it. It's called Mass Hypnosis, Academy of Ideas YouTube channel, Academy of Ideas YouTube channel. And it talks about how do we free ourselves from the encroaching tyranny, and how we free ourselves is by creating parallel structures. So when they tell us, oh, you can't go into stores anymore unless you're vaccinated, psychotic idiots, really, what the fuck are they thinking? They are so off. They think we're gonna put up with that? GTFO fuckers, they have no right to tell us how we can walk the earth, and what we can do on this beautiful planet. They se pasaron mucho. I saw another little segment, somebody forwarded me on Instagram, a video that said, there was a Catholic preacher saying the devil is overplaying his hand. Yeah, we all know who's been in charge of this disturbing agenda on Earth. We are not afraid of the devil. We are not afraid of any of this darkness. We are beings of light, and we have every right to be on this planet. We have chosen to be here at this point in time. And listen, those of you, my flat earther friends, listen, gonna tell me it's not a planet. Listen, I don't really care about the shape of the earth, to be honest. Whatever it is, we have chosen to be here during these times, and again, I tell you and I remind you, you didn't come here to be a sheep for slaughter. You came here to live your greatness, to live in happiness, to become conscious, I think, of your role as a conscious creator. That's what we are. The other day, I was under the effects of a special brownie. There's lots of that around here. And I had a clear insight that we are creators, and through the power of our thought, through the power of our words, we literally can pick and choose our experiences on this earth, and we can create whatever we want. And if we want to create this world of love, of cooperation for ourselves, for our loved ones, all we have to do is start envisioning that more and more, start speaking that into existence. And remember, my friends, as Pastor Joel Austin likes to say, don't prophesize your negative future. The power of our words is extremely powerful. So don't speak about things you don't want. The fuckers are trying to implement this and that. I'm sorry. My friends, myself, and my brothers and sisters, we're starting to create our own supply chains. We're starting to source our own food sources. We are starting to use alternative currencies, alternative forms of trade. Hello. You know that's available. It's available more and more for those of you who want to look, who want to educate yourselves. All of that is available. And if any of you have an interest in educating yourselves more on the world of crypto, and by the way, I am far from an expert in that world. I have been slowly educating myself. I am myself. If any of you are interested in becoming more educated in this world of alternative currencies, alternative monetary systems, one of my amazing, I consider him a friend, Daniel Holenko, somebody I met here in Playa. He's an amazing teacher. He's all about sovereignty, and he runs an every other week call, crypto related call. It's a free call that he does for anybody who's interested. If you're interested in being part of that community, and again, he has a group on Telegram. I'm happy to, I will post a link a bit later in case any of you, because it's not a joke. I mean, I literally, the other day, I saw a video on Telegram of some authority in Nigeria telling people that they're going to remove access to banking services for the unvaccinated. We all knew where this was coming. They want complete control. They want us enslaved. They are so wrong, and they're so off. And again, the devil is overplaying his hand. But we're not going to stand for it. And humanity, we humans are smarter than that. We're wiser than that. We will find alternatives, and these alternatives are in the process of being created more and more. So we will take back our power. These beings are not, they're not going to win. And speaking of that, by the way, you guys, I just came back from Texas. Some of you saw I posted some videos some videos from Dallas, Texas, where I had the pleasure of attending commercial real estate investing course with one of my mentors, who, by the way, is super awake. And I was so proud of him that in front of a room of 400 people or so, who, by the way, out of the 400, 500 people that were in the room, maybe I saw 5 people wearing masks. Nobody else was wearing masks. He was speaking about the same things, that this will continue as long as we allow it to continue. And it's time for us to push back. It's time for us as humans to take back the power and say, we're not going to take this. We're not going to allow this to continue, these perversions. We are not going to live in this fucked up world of masks and so on. I was so delighted to be in Texas and walk into a restaurant and seeing staff without masks. That made me very, very happy. And by the way, another one of the falsehoods that I can say has been promoted by Canadian media, really every time they talk about Texas, it was oh, these rednecks and these gunslingers, and really I was a little bit nervous. I'm oh God, what am I, I'm going to Texas, what's gonna happen? I don't know what kind of people these are. Well, what a surprise. I had the experience that everyday Texans were absolutely nice people, super nice. And not only that, but they are, what we would call God-fearing people. I don't like the word fearing. I don't think we should fear God. They are God-loving people. Like my Uber driver in Texas tells me, who, among other things, was an ordained pastor, had a big cross on his chest. And again, my friends, I'm not telling you what to believe. I myself, I was raised under the Christian religion, growing up in Romania, Orthodoxism, which is a branch of Christianity. That was the religion that was most practiced in Romania. Anyway, what this brother tells me is that the story has a happy ending. God wins. The story has a happy ending. God wins. And there's gonna be some messed up stuff happening and between now and then, but the story has a happy ending. And I too have that firm belief, my friends. These beings, and again, this understanding came to me in one or more of my ayahuasca journeys, that these beings are trying to hold on to control because they are afraid to evolve. we all at some point are, well, I don't want to speak for you, but I know I myself have felt fear, when trying to get into something new. There's always a fear of the unknown, and right now what's being asked of us is to evolve. Humanity as a whole is being asked to evolve to a new level of consciousness where these heavy vibrations of fear, hate, the warmongering, none of that is going to exist on these higher planes of existence. So the beings that are orchestrating this CV agenda on Earth, and the CV is just a cover for their other deluded plans, they are simply afraid to evolve to the next level of consciousness, and they're trying to hold on to control for dear life. Control. We have an expression in Mexican Spanish, dejen de chingar, like stop fucking around, guys. Get the fuck out of here, seriously. They're so deluded, and again, what I saw in one of my ayahuasca journeys was that this evolution, this ascension process is inevitable. It's happening whether they like it or not, it's happening. Whether we like it or not, it's happening. So you're either with it, or, what some beings are choosing to do is they're choosing to leave the earth at this time. I feel bad for them. They're going to miss the best parts. Listen, I am looking forward to living in a world full of awake, aware, kind people that are cooperating with each other, dealing peacefully with each other. I'm looking forward to living in that world. And you know what, my friends? My world is more and more becoming that every day. I am so grateful living here in Playa del Carmen. Well, I'm in beautiful Puerto Morelos right now, just visiting. My life is more and more becoming this dream on earth that the book, The Four Agreements, talks about. You can really live in paradise on earth. We create that paradise by choosing to engage with others in loving ways, by living in love. And I am aware that so many of our brothers and sisters have been brainwashed. They've been led astray through deliberate orchestrations of these deluded ones. I don't even like to call them the evil ones, because they're just deluded. They are lost. They have been lost in the darkness. I pray for them. I pray for the beings orchestrating this agenda. I pray that they see the light. And again, according to one of my ayahuasca journeys, I saw groups of them falling into alignment, coming into the light. I told you guys about the Reign of England, the Queen of England. In one of my previous journeys, I also saw whatever that entity is that represents the royal family, the Queen of England. I saw that she's coming into alignment, she's coming into the light too, after being very remorseful for the things that the royal family has done for a long time. Guys, estamos en buen camino. We are on the right track. Do not become intimidated. Do not become dissuaded. Keep affirming your role on the planet. I am a being of light. I am here to serve the light. I am here to serve the highest light. I am a being of light. I have protection from the highest light. I am protected by the highest light. I am guided and protected by the highest light. Affirm this as you walk through your days, as you interact with others. Walk in the light. Know that you are, I'm not a big fan of the word warrior of light, but you are a powerful being of light walking this earth, and you have every right to be here, and you have every right to live a life filled with love, filled with abundance. By the way, we have been, again, when it comes to our finances, we have been kept in the dark. I'm so grateful to be surrounded by amazing teachers and mentors who have found ways to create abundance for themselves, even in the face of systems that were created to keep us enslaved. Human beings are so amazing and so smart, and it's up to us, my friends. It's up to us. Keep affirming your allegiance to the light. Keep affirming that you belong to the light, that you're a being of light here to do light's work, God's work on this planet, that you are an angel of light. I am a being of light here to do God's work. I am a being of light. I am guided and protected by the highest light. I am guided and protected by the highest light. And you will be guided and protected by the highest light. And the darkness and the machinations of darkness, they ain't got no chance. And they are literally, again, I saw again through my insights that they are being neutralized in the higher realms. They are being neutralized, and these beings have been addressed, and they will not be permitted to keep fucking around. their realm is ending. They're literally trying to hold on for dear life. Their realm is ending. This realm of darkness, of strife, of suffering. No, my friends, we are going to see, in this lifetime, we are going to see heaven on earth. It's time all of us affirm and take up our space on this earth as beings of light, as divine beings of light. And my friends, this goes without saying, they have no right to trespass against us with none of these deluded measures that they're trying to implement, and especially the vaccines. That's absolutely a no-no, my friends. Do not disrespect your divine body by putting these poisons in your body. And by the way, again, goes without saying, it's time, again, this is my Facebook wall, so I can say whatever I want. You're welcome to watch. You're welcome to consider what I'm saying or not. It's up to you. I definitely think that more consciousness is needed in terms of how we treat our divine bodies, what we choose to eat, the activities that we engage in. Time to bring more consciousness, more awareness to all that. Speaking of that, here I am enjoying a mezcalita. It's my first alcoholic drink of the day, and I might have one more, and that's about it. I still have a little bit of alcohol here and there. Here and there. Yeah. I am also learning and growing and adapting. I feel like I have been doing better and better in terms of living more consciously, taking better care of myself. As I shared with you in a previous journey, I got the insight that to the extent that we start treating ourselves and each other better, we literally start leading by example and setting the standard of how we allow ourselves to be treated. And it starts with ourselves. If we ourselves start, abuse our physical bodies by excessive drinking, excessive, eating the wrong things, you know very well what you're doing. Stop abusing yourselves. I know we've been living through some interesting times, and perhaps in order to feel better, I myself have done it, but there are better ways of dealing with it that don't involve abusing our divine bodies, right? And again, let's bring more consciousness, both in terms of how we treat ourselves and also how we treat our fellow human beings, and again, other beings that we are blessed enough to share this beautiful planet with. So our animal friends, I know many of you think that veganism is part of this dark agenda that's being pushed on earth. Listen, I became a vegetarian at age 16 by educating myself, first of all, on the health benefits of it. I read a book at the age of 16 called Diet for a New America, written by John Robbins, who was he was going to be the heir to the Baskin and Robbins ice cream chain, and he walked away from all that. He became a vegan, and what the book reveals, that what many studies have shown, vegetarians have 25% the risk of heart attacks and strokes that meat eaters do. Vegans have 4% the risk of heart attacks and strokes that meat eaters do. That was enough for me. At the age of 16, I read that. I was like, oh, thank you very much. I never liked meat to begin with. And again, I'm not telling you what to do, but I mean, watch some documentaries, and again, can't tell you what to do. I myself, I do not want to be involved in the suffering of other creatures as much as possible. Again, if you really look into it, you're gonna understand that when you eat the meat of an animal that's been killed, you're taking on all the vibrations of the fear, the terror that animal feels while it's being killed. If you want to take that on and you want to put into your body that vibration, again, to each their own. I cannot tell you how to live your life. I'm just sharing. For me, first of all, my health improved tremendously being a vegetarian. I was a very sickly child, and then age of 16 became a vegetarian. Knock on wood, but I can tell you, I very rarely ever get sick. From being a very sickly child in and out of doctors' offices, age 16 became a vegetarian. I would get sick maybe once a year, have 2-3 days of a cold, and literally for many years now, no colds of any kind. So it's listen, when you have a cold, it's just your body trying to get rid of toxicity that you've been putting in. Don't believe me? What can I say? There are books that have been written. Look into what's called natural hygiene. Fasting is another great practice. Guys, there's so many things we can do to to respect more our divine bodies and to respect our fellow beings on this planet. And the more we live in this more conscious manner, first of all,
When are we gonna eat?
sí, mi amor, después. I'm almost done, okay? Yeah. The more we live this way, the more we raise the standard of how we treat ourselves, how we treat others, how we want to be treated. Therefore, we're just not going to allow any level of disrespect and maltrato, bad treatment from other beings, because we set the standard. I treat myself with love and respect. Therefore, I expect that treatment. I treat you with love and respect. Do not dare disrespect me. We do not allow disrespect. We do not allow impositions, transgressions. No gracias. Please take that elsewhere. Maybe on some other low vibrational, they talk about heaven and hell. I can see hell being like a realm of like really dense vibrations. If these beings enjoy living in the vibrations of fear and hate and all this fucked up shit that they're involved in, que mala onda, what's like bad stuff? Like, no gracias, we don't want that. So let's start creating the world we want. We have the power to do so. As my Christian Uber driver from Texas told me, we were made in the image of God. We are creators. And our words have power. So let's use our words wisely to affirm into existence the world that we want. Let's talk about how we want to live our lives. Let's start creating. Let's start using our words for good. Let's not worry about what these delusional beings are doing. Anyway, I think you got the message. Thank you for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Much love to all of you. And happy anniversary. Happy 1-year anniversary in Mexico to me and Anthony. Can't believe it's been a year already. Time flies. It's been a good year. I'm very grateful. Sending you much love and much strength. Stay strong. Know that we are on the side. We are on the right side of history. These beings se van a arrepentir. They're gonna regret what they're doing sooner or later. They're gonna have to repent. I always found that word very funny. The word repent. But they will have to repent. The world is. All of us are moving into the light. All of us are moving into higher vibration, and so are they. But again, sometimes they need a little shake up. They need a little bit like, wake up, wake the fuck up, boom, 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 wake up already. That's what they need. And again, let's be an example of normality. Let's be an example of love, of kindness, of normality. Including when it comes to how we interact with our brothers and sisters who have been the victims of mind control. Let's remind them of who they are. Let's remind them of their own power, and that they need to stop allowing themselves to be abused. Okay? Much love to all of you. Stay strong, stay in the light, and affirm your allegiance to the light. This is the time, my friends. Keep affirming your allegiance to the light, and you will be guided and protected by the highest light. I have 100% faith in that. Okay? Much love to all of you. Blessings.